Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, April 29th. It is 6:20 right now. We got about 10 minutes till market open. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick, and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. It's got a few things here to update, and we should be good to go. All right, good. One last thing. Looks like we are good to go here. So let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. And we'll get started shortly. Let me send out. So we're good. All right, perfect. So as people join in, I'm going to go ahead and start marking up liquidity over here. All right, going down to the 8 hour. Going down to the 4 hour. Going down to the 2 hour. Down to the 1 hour. Down to the 30 minute. To the 15. Down to the 10. And down to the 1 minute. All right, so looks good. Good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, April 29th. It is 6:24 right now. We have market opening up in about 5 minutes now. I've marked up liquidity. Closest level of liquidity above is at 40,519. Or sorry, right here down here at 40,387. This is probably going to get knocked out, so that's why I called out this one instead. And the lowest one right here is going to be at 40,351. These are both probably going to get hit here pre-market within the next 5 minutes. So the next level down below is at 40,326. So if the If the audio is off, guys, just let me know. This is my new office, so you'll see the background is different. I don't have my wall art up yet. I just got the internet installed yesterday, so if there's any issues with video, audio, anything like that, let me know and I can get that fixed. This is just my first time setting up here in my new office, so I'm not sure if there's any problems or anything like that. So yeah, Daniel, this is at the new spot. So the background's a little different. Just got my office moved in yesterday, and I just realized that the internet here was working. It was just I had to have someone come in and install some stuff. So it's all good. But yeah, guys, glad to be back. Looking at the market from yesterday, it looks like a pretty good amount of good entries came up. It seems like a handful of you guys took some trades yesterday, so that's solid. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get anything because my internet wasn't working last night, unfortunately, or yesterday. But now it's back to where it should be. So hopefully tomorrow will be or today will be good. Yesterday I think I saw about 3 or 4 entries, probably like I think 3 wins, maybe 1 loss, or maybe 4 wins and 1 loss. But it was overall it was pretty good. And I did see everyone post their profits, so that's always a good thing to see as well. So let's see, we got market opening up shortly in about 3 minutes. Looks like we are about to kick things off. Hey, Christian, morning. Morning, Maria. Morning, Steven. Morning, Daniel. Morning, Sam. Morning, everybody. Looks like people are still making their way in. We got about 3 minutes till market open. This level of liquidity right here got knocked out, so I'm just going to take that off. I'll turn this on in a bit to, kind of update next levels of liquidity here, of course. But breakout for today is looking like a possible buy. So we have some news today. We have, let's see, we had some pre-market news over here. Good trades balance. Goods trade balance, wholesale inventories, retail inventories. We had news at 5:30. We had news at 6 o'clock, low impact. We had medium impact news here at 6 o'clock. So 5:30 and 6 o'clock, I'm going to mark up that news. Trying to change the time zone here. Okay, so 5:30 and 6 o'clock. And then we got some news at 7 o'clock, Jolt shove openings. As you guys know, it's NFP week. So NFP week is one of the it's one of the more crazier volatile weeks. So we'll play by ear. All right, guys, we got the market opening up in about a minute. If you guys are looking to take the breakout for today is going to be a buy, it looks like. ATR is currently at 18, so it's pretty normal as it seems. We got market opening up in about 30 seconds. Closest level of liquidity above is right here at 40,519. Closest level below is at 40,351. That market opening up in about 20 seconds. See, overall direction of trend here is bullish on the higher time frames. Overall direction for trend on the lower time frames is bearish, so it's pretty mixed. Lower time frames bearish, higher time frames bullish. And we got market opening up now. So market is now open. I'm gonna mark this up as opening price. Price is spiking up right there. So on its way to its full TP. So full TP right there on the breakout, guys. If you caught that, Steven. So full TP right there on the breakout for a 50 points. Solid win right there. Nice work, Steven. Steven caught that there. All right, so market is now open. As you guys can see, price is kind of just bouncing back and forth. This is kind of similar to what was happening last week. Not as crazy, but you know, it's still kind of moving back and forth. So we'll let this market here kind of stabilize a little bit. The ATR is currently at 23, so we're not really getting these like extremely crazy candles right now. Not like how it was last week. I didn't trade yesterday, so I'm not really sure exactly how it was moving all day yesterday. I'm just going to change the ATR to 7 real quick. I don't think it's going to make a huge difference. Nice. Okay, yeah, Shabam said good ATR yesterday, 25 to 35. Okay, that sounds good. Sounds like that's regular market. Steven said yes. Now I'm staying for regular entries. Okay, perfect. So let's see what happens here as price continues to move along. So nice work on catching that breakout, Steven. We'll be looking for possible scalps here. We don't have anything here at the moment, but we'll be looking for possible opportunities once we have the next momentum signal up here. ATR is currently at 26 right now, so I might have to, depending on how the ATR looks over the next couple minutes, we might have to shift it to something tighter. Because I'm currently at a 40-40 right now. I think I might have to shift it down back to 30-30, if not 35-35, something like that. We'll see. I'm in no rush here. No wait for the market here to, obviously stabilize a little bit, and then I'll start looking for opportunities after. I'm gonna step away for 1 second, guys. I'm gonna grab a sweater. It's freezing in this space. All right, guys, nothing really happened here so far. And price is coming back to open, so that's cool. But nothing here really happening so far. So we'll be waiting for market start moving in a direction, and then once it does, we'll start looking to take entry. If price starts to range around this area, which is completely fine, we'll mark up a low range right here. Looks like this might be the case. So as you guys know, for NFP, it's usually like if it's kind of slow in the beginning of the week, it'll pick up later in the week. So it was kind of slow yesterday. That's kind of normal. Here's the range. So price has kind of been ranging within this area for a while, it looks like. Yeah. So it looks like price has actually been respecting this range for a while. It's lower point. Sort of. Yeah. Well, the ATR right now is currently at 31, so it's starting to pick up a little bit. It's not picking up a lot, but it is picking up a little bit here. There's no MPS V2s available. There was an MPS V2 that came up like over here pre-market, but I mean, obviously this was happening before market opened up. So there was an MPS V2 that came up over here earlier, but this came up at 624, which is pre-market. Obviously, I wasn't looking to take anything around then. Hey, Brock. Yeah, morning. Yeah, breakout for today was a buy. It hit full TP right there. So that's pretty nice. Broke past it pretty nicely right there. So price is still climbing up. We have high impact news at 7 o'clock. So we'll kind of see what happens here as price moves along. There's nothing here right now to take. I'm looking for a sell signal to come up. Once that sell signal comes up, I'm going to look for a possible MPSV2, either to the downside or either to the upside. Looking over here at the market profile, let's take a look at the confluences right now. So market profile over here, we have one rejection off the point of control. So the buys there are looking good pre-market. There's nothing else here. So 1 minute, we have a rejection off the bottom end. 30-minute, we have a rejection off the value low down here. 1 hour, we have a rejection off the point of control and value low down here. So the buys are looking good. Looking at the volume profile, there is no rejections here. Currently, there's a rejection off the top end, but nothing off the bottom end at this moment. Looking at the clean chart, we do have some nice rejections here off the whole number, 40,050. So, I mean, if we had a buy entry, the buys would have been nice, but there's just no buy entry here to take at the moment. Here's the SR chart. I'm going to mark up some support resistance zones. I usually go from top to bottom, so it's pretty straightforward. All right, so there goes the support and resistance zones. I will take this off, go back to the 1 minute. Yeah, some decent rejections right there. All right, back to our main chart. Price came up, retested news price right here. It's currently at the sessions. I guess we'll kind of see what happens here. Price looks like a broken retest off that resistance point, and it is climbing higher. So again, we're just going to wait here and let's see where it's at. But there's nothing to take here right now, so don't worry, guys. You guys are not missing out on any entries at the moment. I mean, there was an A++, I guess it came up around this area, basically on the opening candle right here, A++ candle. But other than that, there's nothing else to take right now. So just waiting. Talanji said took a breakout for gold. Oh, took a breakout for 100, looked good. Steven's asking the ATR for gold. I'm not sure, Steven. I don't trade gold, so I'm not sure what the ATR should be. But you should be trading on whatever time frame puts it closest to 100. So if you're on the 30-minute and it's at 86, if you go on the 35, if it goes closer to 100, then that's a time frame we should be looking at. Yeah, I don't trade gold, so I don't know what the average is. You have to figure out what time frame has the average that you're looking for, like what we covered in our last mentoring session. All right, we got nothing here right now, so I'm just hanging out for a little bit, waiting for a sell signal here to come up. Once the sell signal comes up, I'll be looking for possible opportunities, but right now there's just nothing there at the moment. So just kind of waiting it out a little bit until something here presents itself. Steven said he watched the replay yesterday. Nice, Steven. Yeah, you should be looking for whatever your whatever your ATR. If you're trading for 100 TP stop loss and you just want to stick to 100, then you just find the time frame that fits your criteria. Still no sell signal here. So we're just gonna wait it out. Let's see, Barack said, I am trailing a buy from the 629 candle to liquidity about 547, trailing at 40 points. Liquidity looks good even on your market. Yeah, so what Barack is looking for here, guys, is he's trying to ride this push to the upside to liquidity. which I could see happening. It's pushing up there right now. There's just no MPS V2s for me to take at the moment. So if you're already in a position and you're just managing it, then solid. There's just nothing for me to hop into right now. So I'm hanging out, waiting for the opportunity to present itself. It'll come up eventually. It's just a matter of time until it does. All right, we got the buy signal there. Still running up. No sell signal pushing price down. So when I'm looking for that sell signal, I'm either looking for the retracement or I'm looking for the reversal. Right now, we just don't have anything here. I might have to wait closer to 7 o'clock for my entry. Because what I'm looking for here is I'm either looking for price to push up, retrace, and come back up higher, or I'm looking for price to push up and then full on reverse. Right. Steven said he's planning on buying an instant funded account for Tradify. Nice. Yeah, make sure to use the code in the FAQ, Steven. So I'll post a link over here. This code will give you the biggest discount. I basically have all the admin codes for the most part. So you could use this link, and then if it doesn't work, like automatically, just let me know, and I'll give you the promo for it. Yeah, the thing is, so you know how you said it's 400, Steven? It was actually 400 for the bigger account for 150K. I think the promo for that might be done. Let me check Tradeify real quick. No, so it's still there. So you get 40% off. So if you want to do the smaller account, I mean, depends on what size you want to do. But if you want to do the big one, because the big one is 150,000. So basically it's 729 minus 40%. So you pay 437 for the biggest account. If you want to do a small account, I mean, you can do that too. It's 349 minus 40%. You still pay 209. So it's like half off basically. You have to do it like soon though, because the promo is probably going to end pretty soon. I think it was supposed to end, but it's still running right now if you use that link that I sent you. Let's see. Tarek said, is that different from the slim to funded? No. So he's talking about the straight to funded ones. There's ones with eval, so you can do the advance and the growth. Those are going to be eval phases, but the straight to funded are, I think that's what Steven's talking about. He just called it something different. What did he call it? Yeah, instant funded, same thing. Yeah. It's actually called straight to funded, Steven. Yeah, you just called it instant. It's the same thing though. All right, guys, we don't have anything here yet. I'm looking for that sell signal. So I thought we were going to get a sell signal on this big red candle. Fortunately, did not. So it's all good. Might take off these zones soon. I mean, they're helpful. I'll just leave it there for now. It's a good return point if price does come back down. If this kind of gets in the way, I'll just take it off. But for the most part, it looks like this is going to be a good area to look at for price to either come back and retest or break below and drop further from there. So we'll see. Yeah, Valentine said Tradeify is legit. I trust him better than Apex. Yeah, Valentine actually got a payout from Tradeify already. So it's just the rules are a little different. So I mean, it kind of depends. Like Tradeify is cool. Apex is cool and Tradeify are both cool. It's just you can make more money with Apex because you can have 20 accounts versus with Tradeify, you can only have 5 accounts. So it's really just, I mean, it's up to preference. They're both good. I don't knock either of them. I think they're both good. They both have their pros and cons. Um, so I mean, they're solid. I have no problem with either of them. And the thing with Apex is you have to do the eval, so that's like the downside. With Tradeify, you go straight to funded. So I think you got paid out pretty quick on Valentine. You're only using them for like maybe a month or a couple months, and you got your first payout. So that's good. Compared to like Apex, you might have to be with them for a while. It takes you a while to pass those the evals, of course. Steven's asking, as far as risk, how many contracts do we use for MPSV2? I mean, it depends on your account size. You should be using the risk that we talked about, Steven. So whatever I told you during the live session, that's the risk that you should be using. You just divide your max loss by 3, and that's how much you should be risking per trade. That's if you're doing an eval. If you're already funded, then you probably want to knock it down to 4 or 5. $1,000. And you're in an eval, Steven, or is that already funded? If you're doing an eval, you can take more risk. If you're funded, so 1,000 divided by 4. This is how much you should be risking per trade. So, I mean, I don't know what your TP stop loss is, but times 5 times 40. I mean, you should probably be using 1 or 2 contracts. Around 1 contract. I mean, 2 contracts might be too much. Yeah. I mean, you don't really have a lot of wiggle room. That's unless you trade on the micro. What broker are you using, or prop firm? You might have to just trade on the mini. I don't think you could really trade on the micro with that's Tradeify. Yeah, you'd have to just use 1 contract, basically. Because I don't know if they're consistent. So I don't know about the rules. The rules with Tradeify might be different. With Apex, if you're trading on the micro and the mini, it's going to throw you off. You have to choose one or the other. So you can probably trade on the micro. Let's see. If you're trading on the micro, I can't check it on here. Yeah, I can't check it, Steven, because I'm already trading right now. You have to go look. You go on TradingView and then go to MYM, not YM. You'd be trading on a different asset if you're going to trade the micro, because you're capped at 1 mini, which is 10 micros. Oh, well, it wouldn't matter then. Yes. So you can only use 1 contract, Steven. I mean, if you look at the settings or the rules, it says you can only have 1 contract. So it's 1 mini contract. That's all you can use on Tradeify. If you want to make 1,000 a day, you're gonna have to take a lot of trades, Steven. I mean, yeah, it's possible, but you have to take a lot of trades. That's why the smaller accounts aren't really like the best accounts for I mean, you're trying to make 1,000 and your max loss is 1,000, Steven. That's you're aiming a little too high with your profit, your daily profit goals. If you're going for the smallest account, you gotta get a bigger account, bro. It's like you're being really unrealistic. If you're trying to make 1,000 and then your max loss is 1,000, you're basically flipping a coin. It's either you're gonna blow the account or you're gonna make money. So it's just not gonna be any. It just doesn't make sense what you're trying to do. You have to get a bigger account if you want to make 1,000 per day. On a 150K account, you could make 1,000. Like that's very possible, but not on the smallest account. You gotta be realistic with your numbers, because you can't expect to make your max loss in profit per day. On the bigger account, your max loss would be 6,000, and your daily loss would be 3,700. So you can see how, like, with that, it makes sense, right? If your max loss is 6,000, it makes sense to make 1,000 because you could risk more to make more. Still no entry here, guys. Price came up, knocked out this liquidity. Now that it's up here, I'm gonna leave this up for a little bit to see if we get a fake out. So now that price is here at this liquidity area, we're gonna try to look at it, whether it's going to be a liquidity grab and it comes back down, or if it continues to climb up higher. If it climbs up higher from this point, then it'll push up to the next levels. Otherwise, and it just pushed up right there, knocked out all that liquidity. So all this liquidity right here just got knocked out. Barack, you probably got your full TP on that if you're reaching for the liquidity up here. Now that we're at this upper level of liquidity, we'll leave this marked up for now. We'll see that there's 2 things that may happen here. So now that price is at this liquidity, price may do a liquidity grab and then come back down, or it may break above, break and retest, and climb up higher from there, right? So what I would look for here, one thing that may possibly appear and may come through is if this is a liquidity grab, you can look for price to possibly come back down and retest liquidity or grab liquidity down here. So see how price is at the liquidity? So this could be a liquidity grab, and it may come down and break and retest off this area and drop further down. So that's something to look out for. So I just look at this area here. This would either look like a liquidity grab and then fake out, or it can be a liquidity grab and continue up to the upper end. It's just, you got to look to see how market reacts to this specific area right here. Because this is obviously a liquidity grab. But we'll see if it continues to climb up or if it's a fake out back to the downside. There's no entries here yet for me. I mean, I've been looking for an entry, but nothing's come up so far. Rashida said, sitting on my hands, wanted a deeper retracement for my levels buy. I know. It's, well, I mean, this one would have been pretty nice, right? But I agree with you. I think price is overextended at this point. The ATR is currently at 34. Let me go and change the ATR back to 14. So the market's actually really, it's really normal right now. ATR is currently at 31, 32. Yeah, it's pretty normal right now. I think I should go back to my full contract sizes. So let's see, I'm currently using a 6 contract. 40-40. So if I do 12 contracts, I'll use 10. Yeah, let's see if I can fix that. So if I use a 10 and then make some adjustments to it. I think we're good there. The max loss on 6. So 6,000 divided by. All right, so we got price kind of coming down right here, guys. I'm trying to figure out what I forget what the number should be for my full. All right, so it looks like price is coming down from here. Basically a break and retest. So it looks like it grabbed liquidity. Broken retest. Now it's coming down further. target area here for price to come down lower is going to be the news price right here. So this is going to be a bit of a issue here, because if we do get the sell signal, well, we're probably not going to be able to take the MPSV2 to the downside. Because if we do get a sell signal here and we get a retracement continuation, we've got all of these red flags here. However, I would like the sell signal to come up and then possibly climb back to the upside. We do have news right here at 7 o'clock. It's coming up in about 5 minutes, so probably best to just wait it out a little bit. All right, we got price kind of just sitting right here at this area of liquidity. This is not too much here. Let me check the chat real quick. Nick said, will you move the ATR look back to 14? Yeah, so I moved it back to 14. It's pretty much the same though. If you left it at 7, I think it'd still be around 31, 32, around that price point. But yeah, I moved it back to 14. Usually I move back to 14 around like 6:45. Like once 14 minutes have passed, it's market open, I'll adjust it. It just made a big difference before because of the crazy volatility on open, but it's not really that case here. Price is kind of just sitting steady around 30. This is a normal market here. So looks like we're back into normal market for a bit. Let's see how much that breaking retest pushed down for. 30. All right, so it looks like we're getting some consolidation right here. Price is, it's stuck within these red flags. Yeah, we're here in this area of red flags right now. We have the sessions right here. So this is what might happen. Price might just consolidate and range within this middle area right here. You can already see how price is bouncing off these points. So it's bouncing off this sessions right there, bounce off the sessions right there. We'll see if it breaks above here. We got news coming up at 7 o'clock. It's high impact news, JOLTS job openings. So it's going to indicate how many jobs are available right now, how much are open, who's hiring, etc. This is NFP week. So the jobs data comes out this week. We'll see how employment is, who's hiring, who's laying people off, who's firing, who's getting a paycheck, etc. This is key because a lot of people are worried about a recession, right? So if people are worried about a recession, the jobs data is going to really indicate, is there more jobs coming to the market, or is there less jobs? Are people getting fired? Are people getting laid off, etc.? So this right here is going to indicate that. So like I said, 7 o'clock JOLTS job openings and JOLTS job quits. So how many people are quitting or getting laid off? How many jobs are open, looking to hire? There's less here. So the numbers here are showing that the market is slowing down. The job market is slowing down, basically. We got about 50 seconds until the news comes out. It's both forecasted to be negative. So we'll see what happens there shortly. Let's see. Talanji said, would you say it's overextended or just back to where it should be? I think price is overextended at this point. So I do think price will pull back a little bit. That's how I was saying. I'll probably look for it to pull back a little bit and then maybe shoot back up, right? Otherwise, maybe a full-on reversal. Back to open, maybe. So we'll see. I mean, you can see here, we're actually in a pretty big range. Like I have this range marked up here, but if you were to look at this from a bigger picture, like there's actually a range right here. So if you look at the bigger range, it's actually a pretty big one. So if you're to look at this area over here, yeah, see this range has been established from like a long time ago, from Monday of last week, or no, Monday of yesterday actually. So here's market open yesterday. Like this is literally where market opened up yesterday and it came down. And it's basically a double top right now, or triple top actually. So price has pretty much respected this upper area, this area, this area. If you go back even further, yesterday's open price was actually in this area too. Right here, right? It's basically a triple top. Big drop right here. So let's see if that news was negative. This is Joel's job openings and Joel's job quits. It was mixed. So it looks like yeah, it was mixed. Joel's job quits were 3.332. It was forecast to be 3.19, and the Joel's job openings are less too. So there's less jobs available right now, like quite a bit. It was off by 0.29 million. So I mean, it shows that there's just not people hiring right now, which means that these companies don't have money at the moment to spare to hire new people. So that goes hand in hand with recession talks. But the thing is, recession talks have been going on for a long time, so it's not like this isn't new news to us. It's just last month was, or this month is worse than last month. So we got a sell signal right here. This is a possible MPSV2 setting up for a sell, guys, if you guys are looking to take it. Yeah. So Barack also mentioned that, yeah. Barack said news might be a sell. Yeah, I mean, let's see what happens here. This is an MPSV2 setting up, guys. It's right at the sessions, though, so this is a red flag for me, not one that I would personally want to take. But this is an MPSV2 setting up right here. We got a sell signal, retracement, confirmation. Let's take a look at the confluences. There's no confluences here on the 30-minute or the 1-minute time frame. The 30-minute time frame, there's no confluences here as well. Nothing here on the 1 hour. I'd rather take buys here, actually. The buys are looking good for confluences, so if this flips back to the upside, I would preferably take a buy here. Yeah, there's a lot of confluences here for a buy. So we have a rejection here off the point of control, pushing to the upside. We got the clean chart over here. It's rejecting off the whole number, 40,450. We got price rejecting off the support levels right here. So we got a lot of bottom rejections. So at the bottom rejections here, I'll be looking to take possible buys if we get the buy entry. We don't have that here right now, but it's just a matter of time until it may come up. So that's what I'll be looking for. I think the buys here would look good. All right, so again, we're just waiting. I'll extend out this range here so that you guys can kind of see where the range is at. Yeah, Barack said red flag galore. It's right at these sessions right now. So it's currently at the session Asia high right here. Like we talked about earlier. So currently at the Asia high, this is where, the reason why we don't trade around the red flags is because there tends to be manipulation around this area, which there is. You guys can see our prices being a bit manipulated whenever price gets near these horizontal dotted lines. There may be new levels of liquidity here. All right, so this level is done with. New level right there. New level right there. All right, so we're getting a bit of a range here. Let's see, Tarek said looking for buys as well here. Price has tried breaking above the zone a few times. Would not be surprised if it tried to break it again. Dollar index is still in a free fall. Okay, good to know. Yeah, it looks like we can get an MPSV2 here. Ideally, I would like to push past this area before it retraces because I don't want to trade around the red flag, of course. We have another New York high and London high right here. Big red flag area right there. The ATR is currently at 35 right now. And I have mine set to 14, so it's currently at 35. If you're on 7, it's probably a little higher. Yeah, the ATR, my TP stop loss is set to 40. All right, so like I said, I want price to break past this area, possibly retest, somewhere above here. Like I don't want any red candles here. I want price to push up, possibly retest from up here, and then come back up higher. Let's take a look at the confluences. 1 minute time frame, we have a nice rejection off the point of control. Also have a rejection right here off the value high. 30-minute time frame, we have rejection right here off 3 levels, point of control, value high. Same with the 1 hour. Same with the volume profile. Main chart rejection from way down here. Rejection off the support level. All right, perfect. This is exactly what I was looking for. We got price coming up right here, touching liquidity at that point. Yeah, Sam said got a break and retest off NQ. He'll stick with buys for YM at the moment. Yeah, same here. All right, I'm looking for a possible MPS V2 here. So I want to get a red candle come up. Need a red candle first. I'll look for that red candle, then possible green candle to follow. The thing that you want to be careful for here is going to be because price may be grabbing liquidity. It may fake out and come back down lower. So I'm looking over here for either a continuation to the upside or fake out and pull back down. DJ is asking, what are the characteristics of a V1? What does it show? V1 is a reversal pattern. So right here, you can see it's a double body rejection. It shows that price pushed up, it stopped, and then it came back down. So basically it stopped and having the opportunity to push up higher. Now it's coming back down. So what I'm looking for here is a possible MPS V2. If we get a decent, like a good strong green candle here, then I'll possibly take this for MPS V2. We have a buy signal, price retraced. If this is a good green candle, possible opportunity to the upside. Otherwise, if not, it is so we just got to wait and see how this candle closes. It has to close green. Like it for sure has to close green. It can be like this where it's kind of going back and forth at the last second. I need it to close green like maybe up here, a little bit higher. We've got 15 seconds left on this candle. No, did not close green, so waiting for this next one here. My church is asking what robot. Steven's talking about the entry. He's just talking about where it says order filled, order stop filled, the Ninja Trader sound. He's just talking about there's no actual robot. He's just talking about the confirmation now noise. Yeah, there's no automated version of it, unfortunately. There's a way to automate it though. So like there's a way to automate the strategy. The only problem is that I don't think it's very reliable. I've seen people with automated strategies and there's always been some sort of issue with it, either at the exit point, entry point, etc. So there's no entry here yet for MPS V2, guys. We're looking for the green candle to come up. It's currently at the sessions right now, so this is an area of manipulation. All right. Well, unfortunately, guys, it does not look like I'm going to be able to take any entries here for a buy because it is currently at the session. So if it does push up from this point, there's going to be no opportunity here for me to enter. It's going to be at a red flag. Looks like a sell signal here is currently pending. So we'll see. I mean, if there's a sell signal that comes up right here, then we'll look for so we'll look for this. We'll look for the sell signals to come up and then possibly continuation back up higher. But if we get a green candle here, this will be an MPSV2. It's just not one that I can take because it is, directly on this red flag. Mike said, where is Kodi? Spot in new house. So Kodi, his chair is still right here. It's right next to me. It's right here on the side of me. You can't see it as clearly as the other one. I probably would move my desk over a little bit so you can see him a little better. But yeah, he's knocked out right now. That dude has way too much fun in his new place. Yeah, he's not here right now. He's knocked out in the bedroom. He's been running up and down the stairs like all day. So that dude's like way tired. Well, he probably knew that the market was going to be slow today. It's always a sign. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Mike said he's got a backyard in the stairs. Exactly. Yeah, dude can't control himself. All right, we got a sell signal here, guys. If you guys are looking to take entry here, it's going to be a little tricky for a sell. So we have a sell signal here, possible retracement, and then continuation down. The problem with this here is that, so let me take off all of my confluences. I don't even think there's any confluences here for a sell, so I wouldn't even be looking for a sell here personally. If you guys want to look for a sell, I will mark it up if it does come up, but I just don't have very many confluences here for a sell. There's a couple here, but they're not like super great. There's no market profile that is confirming the sell here for me. So let's see what we got. Yeah, Christian said trade manager waking up is confluences, so we need it. I know. Exactly. So we don't have anything here yet. We're currently at the news price right now. So what we might get is another fake out right here. You guys can see the fake outs. It's pretty obvious how price is faking out on these areas. So price pushed up, grabbed liquidity, came back down. It's now at the news price. It can fake out again, push right back up. Let me check the liquidity if there's anything here to. There's possibly a break and retest right here. Looks like price grabbed liquidity, came back below, retested, and came back lower from there. Let me see what it looked like when this candle was actually active. So once that candle closed, it's kind of curious to see. Yeah. So grab liquidity right there, came down to this liquidity indicator, basically a break and retest of that area and drop lower from there. So this is something that I've been looking at lately, guys. It's something that I just kind of like. It's a similar strategy that I've seen other people that have been applying. Basically a fake out, like price grabs liquidity, and then it breaks and retests off the liquidity bars. So this is something I'm going to kind of look at. Something that I've seen a lot of people apply lately. So I'm going to see if I could maybe take advantage of that, use that as a confluence. That's why I've started marking up liquidity over here. Usually I don't mark up liquidity. I just mark up liquidity on when market opens up. But lately I've been seeing some patterns that look pretty good. As a confluence, of course. Let's see, Barack. Yeah, you follow most probably by momentum. Well, favorite trade. Yeah, definitely share with me later, Brock, and I'll take a look at it as well. So looking at your setup, it kind of looks very similar to what I just mentioned, right? Yeah, basically grab liquidity, fake out, and then break and retest off the gap. We'll take a look at it. Hey, Lila, morning. Looks like you made it just in time, Lila. You didn't miss anything. It's been kind of it's been a regular market. I'm not going to say it's a slow market. This is just regular market. It's slow compared to what we've been seeing lately, but this is considered a regular market. The only problem here is we got a lot of red flags. We got sessions all over the place, news price all over the place. This here is an MPSV2, so there's actually an MPSV2 that's currently running right now, guys. There's a sell signal, retracement right here, and continuation. So this is technically an MPSV2 that's currently running. It is at news price though, so obviously tricky area to be trading in. The ATR is at 30, so I set this at 30.30. Looks like it'll probably hit. It's almost there. But yeah, like I said, this is yeah, full TP. So this right here was an MPSV2 for a sell, sell signal retracement, confirmation of a red candle right there. The only problem is that it was right at the news price. And there's also no confluences, so it's not really the setup that I'd be looking for. Because there was no confluences here for, or I mean, I guess there was now. One right there at the value high. There's nothing on the 30-minute, nothing on the 1 hour, nothing on the volume profile. Rejection right here off this whole number, 42.5 or 40,550. So if you guys remember, I talked about this on Friday, right? 40,000 is like this is like a threshold of YM. Whenever price pushes above or whenever price pushes below, it'll tend to pull back to the 4,000 area. This is the 4,000 area right now, so it's currently, I mean, I would consider this balanced for the most part. Yeah, I would consider this balanced. There was a couple confluences here for sell, but there weren't very many. So there was like a push off the resistance level right there. We also had this right there off the whole number, 40,500. Yeah, that's about it. There's only like 2 or 3 confluences there, so the sells wouldn't really be, one that I personally would be looking for. Let's see, visual said 2-minute orb work, beautiful again, got 100 points. Nice work, visual. Yeah, no, that's solid. Lila said, whoa, thank you, God. I was spazzing out like a newborn needing a diaper change because I couldn't get in. Yeah, I mean, it's a tricky entry. Like there was an MPSV2 there, but like I said, I wouldn't consider it a quality entry. It's an entry, but it's not a quality entry in my view. Just because there's a bunch of red flags around this area. It's a tricky area to be trading in. This whole area is a red flag if you look at it. We have so if you look at this area that I circled, we have news price, we have sessions, we have news price right here. So this whole area is kind of a tricky area to be trading in. This whole area in this general area right here, because we have another sessions. So sessions, news price, sessions, news price. It's it's what a lot of people call a session sandwich, basically. So earlier when price was over here, I mentioned price is probably going to range and consolidate between the sessions, right? And that's exactly what's been happening here. So the range has been happening right here between the Asia high, the London high, and the New York high. Price goes back and forth. Whenever it drops below, it fakes out, comes back up, fakes out right here, pulls back below, fakes out, comes right back up. So not much here is really happening. It's just a back and forth movement over here between these sessions. All right, Brock, we'll see you back here tomorrow. I'll read your message right here. Yeah, Brock said, yeah, break session high, low liquidity, look for recent imbalance. I know many people hate BGs, fair value gaps. If price closes under the first after the break of a key session, enter for 30-30. Yeah, I've been looking at that, Brock. I don't know if, well, I mean, it seems like we look at the same thing, so it makes sense. I've seen other people apply it too, though. I've been, I'm always active in the trading space. I'm always looking to see what other people are doing. And that's something that's been fairly popular lately. So we'll see if it happens again right here. If you're looking at it, Brock, we have another session right here for possible fake out. So like grab a liquidity right there, fake out back up, and then possible break and retest of liquidity. See, the problem is like when there's a ton of liquidity right here, this is where it becomes a mess. Hey Daniel, thanks. Yeah, so Daniel, so your camera's been freezing up a lot. Sound is good, just the camera freezing. Okay, good to know. I will Oh, I see myself. Yeah, it is freezing. I'm looking at myself right now on the camera. Um, okay. I think I might just have to reset my computer. I know there's like updates for it. So let me just turn it off and turn it back on. Okay, it's working now. Yeah, I might have to reset or update my computer. I know Mac's been having updates lately. I don't even know what I'm on. I feel like Mac updates so often that I don't even know what to about this Mac. I'm on Mac OS Sequoia. I'll have to check later. I keep getting those notifications for me to update my Mac. I think that's what it is. This thing's been running with me for a long time though. I think I got this. So I got this iMac Pro. It's like a fully spec iMac Pro. That's probably why it's lasting so long. But yeah, this iMac Pro, I've had it since COVID. So it's been, I guess it hasn't been that long. It's been like maybe 5 or 6 years, maybe 6 years now. Gotcha. Okay, yeah. Mike said there was a MacBook Pro update yesterday. I think there was one for the iMac Pro too. So I'll take a look at that after this. Brock said, I don't think they have the momentum indicator. We have it here, so it should be a great confidence to add. Yeah, definitely, Brock. So, all right, Brock, looks like he's done for the day. Brock said, I think there's no coincidence that the momentum printed on the full retrace against the imbalance with the full bearish momentum. I mean, nothing is 100%, but it's been good so far. Yeah, I mean, it looks good right here. So, yeah, I mean, we keep looking at it, Brock. I think it's going to be very useful for us to look at. So I think, again, right here, price is now down below. We'll see if it grabs the liquidity and then possibly swings back up, right? See, the problem is that when there's too much liquidity here, it's like, what do we even look at? But I already know what to look at here. So like basically if price grabs this liquidity, look for it to break and retest up here. Possibly with the buy signal, right? All right, Brock, we'll see you here tomorrow. Yeah, so Brock's done. I think Brock's been traveling, so time difference over there is way different compared to what he's used to. So we'll see you back here on Wednesday. All right, we got nothing here right now. We got price coming down. 723. So we might have to wait until about 730. So this new, I'm kind of glad that it's coming down a little bit because we're going to be down this middle area. So around like 730, we'll be looking to see, what's going to come up next. 724, guys. We got some time, don't worry. There's no rush right now. It's still early in the week too. So just keep in mind, guys, today is Tuesday. We have a whole week ahead of us. It's NFP week. You guys can see that there's volatility in the market and there's direction. There just hasn't been opportunities for entry here. We got price kind of coming down right now, pretty heavy. It looks like it might be coming back down to opening price. So the target area is going to be this opening price right here, this blue line. Looks like it's coming back to open. So this is actually a perfect market for like the type of strategy that you're looking for, visual, the the orbs. The orbs work perfect in these types of ranging markets because they always tend to come back, right? They push in one direction and they tend to come back. So this is actually a really good type of market for orb strategies if anybody applies them. I mean, this might not be every day. This might just be a today thing, but these conditions are actually perfect. If you ever see a market kind of ranging like how it is right here, like this range has been, so see how price has been respecting this range? I drew this from like this area and then from this area down here. Like basically I drew this from today. When price got to this low point, I drew a box out. Price got to this high point, I drew a box out. Price got to this area, I drew a box out. When you see market ranging like this, like, I mean, it's pretty obvious and pretty clear. Like when it's going back and forth so consistently, this is what we would consider, orb type market. It's not a sideways market, it's a directional, but in a big range. Let's see, Rashida said 5-minute and 10-minute both have pending sell signals. Good to know. So now that we have those sell signals there, let's see here if this continues to fall. Let's take a look at the overall trend again real quick. So looking over here on the higher time frames, the trend's still actually very bullish. So if you look over here on the 4-hour, 1-hour, and 30-minute time frame, looks like price is temporarily pushing down, and it's likely to swing back up. If you look over here on the 10-minute, 5-minute, and 1-minute, everything here is bearish, right? So lower time frames, 1, 5, 10, all bearish. Higher time frames, 30-minute, 1-hour, 4-hour, all bullish. So it's pretty mixed. We might see a divergence. So we'll see if price comes down a bit. And then as it comes down, we'll see if price starts to shift to the downside or shifts to the upside. This is actually a good area to be looking at because once price gets to a certain point, it's going to either, bounce back up for correction, or it's going to break below and do a full-on reversal to the downside, because this will basically the lower time frames are leading the higher time frames right now. 1, 5, and 10 are bearish. We'll see if this here swings up. So what I would look for is right here on the 1-minute. If price swings back above the pivots from here, so see how price came down. If it swings above the pivots and climbs up from there, then I think this will be a correction to the upside. If it doesn't, then price may continue dropping lower. Nice. So Sam actually caught an A++ on MYM. Solid. So he was on the micro and he saw the A++ on there. Nice work, Sam. All right, I'm gonna take this one off right here. That one's pretty much done with. No entries yet. It's gonna sit tight and wait here. Nothing to take at the moment. Okay, so let me mark up where the buyers and sellers were in control. So we had the buyers in control here from open, or pre-market, I guess. Buyers in control right there. Price pushed down a little bit from this point. Buyers push price back up from here. And then back down from here. So buyers push price up, retracement, push up, sellers back in control from this point here. Check CNBC. I don't think there's any breaking news right now. Of course, the market's not really moving too crazy, but the swings are pretty heavy. Let's see, this is the headlines for today. So it says S&P 500 is flat against investors await trade deal progress. Amazon stale shares under pressure. Live update. So, this is why the market's it's not flat, like completely flat, but it is moving a lot slower than usual because a lot of people are waiting for new tariff news to come out. Port of Los Angeles expects incoming shipments from China to fall sharply next week. Makes sense. It says White House blasts Amazon over a tariff cost report, hostile and political attack. Yeah, so it says about 70% of the products sold by the company are made in China. Trump slapped tariffs as high as 145% on imports from that country. So pretty intense. I mean, it was like what you expect, right? This was going to happen with the tariff news. So looking at that, I mean, the stuff in the market here is not really news driven at the moment because there's nothing really pushing price around. It looks like we're kind of just in this big range at the moment. So we'll kind of see. So looking at this here right now, guys, we have a possible buy signal. I think for these news candles or these news prices right here, I'm going to disregard them now because the thing is prices already came back to it, right? So we had news price here, price tested it, then it came back down and retested it. So this area right here now, if we get opportunities here for a buy, I would be okay if price is touching, the news price right here. Not if it's touching the sessions, but the news price, I think I would be okay with because it's pretty much done with at this point. Of course, I would have to have confluences here. So looking at the 1 minute time frame, we do have confluences from the bottom, rejection off the value low, possible push past the point of control. We don't really have confluences here on the 30. Price is at the value high or value low, and it's also at the point of control. The 1 hour here, though, we do have rejection off the value low and point of control. Over here on the volume profile, we have no rejection off the bottom end here, but price is looking to swing back above. Clean chart, we don't have rejections off the bottom end. We do have a rejection right here. It looks like a fake out. Price came down, faked out right here, and it's swinging back up. And the support resistance, we do have rejection below right here. So we'll see. Shiv is asking if I'd be going 30-30. I mean, 30-30 looks like it would be good. I think what I'm going to do if I do get into this position is I'll probably enter with a 40-40 and I'll make adjustments to 30-30. So I'll initially go in with the 40-40 because I already have the settings set to 40-40. I don't have the 30-30 preset. So I would have to just go in with the 40-40. But then I can make my adjustments from there to make it tighter. So yeah, but 30 is looking good. I mean, the ATR might pick up a little bit, but again, we'll kind of see here. Let me look at to see what the 40-40 is looking like. I mean, the 40-40 could be doable. Yeah. So Nick over here said he's going in at 35-35. So what I'm going to do is I'll get in at 40-40, and then I will probably make my adjustments. I can adjust it to 30 or I can adjust 35. I'll just have to kind of play by ear and identify what I'm looking for here. But the confluences here for a buy are looking good. Tarek also mentioned an aggressive push-up is likely. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Rashida took levels entry. Nice work, Rashida. Yeah. Looks like it played out perfect for you right there. 25-25. See, here's the problem. If price pushes up too high, I'm not going to take anything here at the sessions. There's also a BV3 right here. Breakout V3 continuation. Nice, Rashida. Rashida's throwing back all of the old school strategies. I mean, they look like they've been hitting. There's a BV3 that came up right here too. So breakout V3 right here. Breakout V3 right there. Yeah, it looks like it's been, I mean, for the most part, decently solid. Yeah, it's always good to see the older strategies hitting. They've been hitting. I just haven't been looking at them. All right, so we're looking for a red candle here. I'm gonna step away for 1 second, guys. Be right back. Close the windows. It's freezing. All right, so we got another red candle right here currently pending. Ideally, I'd like this red candle to come down at least a little bit Because we're getting close to the sessions up there. If we get too close to the sessions, I don't know if I'll be able to take this entry. I might be able to take it for a 30-30, but not a 40-40, of course. So I think 30-30 might be best. Situation like this. All right, so I'm looking for a red candle here. I want a red candle to come up, look for that retracement, and then look for the continuation back to the upside. So basically looking for that type of pattern. Hey, what's up, Brock? Yeah, I know it played out, right? Yeah, it looks like the entry could have happened on this one right here, Brock. Yeah, I see it. Exactly, right there, right? Yeah, so Barack over here, he mentioned this strategy to me. I've been, it's kind of crazy that like, because the thing is, I've been looking at this and Barack mentioned it to me and I was like, well, I've been looking at this already. So we're both looking at this together. So what Barack saw here is basically price grab liquidity down here. We had a buy signal and then a broken retest off this gap, this level right here, basically the liquidity level. So price pushed up, retraced, and the entry would have happened on the close of this candle right there. So nice work, Brock, on identifying that. We'll keep looking at this. I mean, this would be a good. So if you look at this strategy here, this strategy is actually very similar to the MPSV2. It's just you're getting in very early. So instead of waiting for the MPSV2 to kind of play out here, you're actually getting into it as it begins, which should be right there. So yeah, thanks for hopping back on, Brock, to confirm that with me, but it definitely looks good right there. So I think moving forward, I'll keep marking up these levels of liquidity. So levels of liquidity is different from the actual liquidity indicator. It's just they kind of go hand in hand. Brock said, now going again for real this time. See you in the chart. Yeah, exactly. I'll see you later, Brock. Have a good night. All right, price is pushing up now. I don't know if I'll get an entry today, unfortunately. I mean, it looks like price may possibly retrace down. Yeah, exactly. Tarek said this is playing out, no entry, but the up confirmed though. Yeah, exactly. So this is kind of what we were looking for. You know, I was looking for this here. The reason why I was kind of identifying this as a push up too was because, like I told you guys, see these levels that I marked up? Price is in a big range today. So like I said earlier, you know, this is a good time to apply the orb strategy if you guys are looking to apply, you know, an orb strategy. But yeah, this range here, it's pretty obvious how it's ranging. Let's see, Siobhan said, I think your screen is frozen. Is it okay? Is it my screen share or is it the my face? I know my face was frozen earlier. I had to like reset the camera, but oh, the chart. Okay, I think it might have just been you, Siobhan. Nick said his was fine. I don't know if my screen froze for anybody else. You know, today I'm just gonna reset everything, guys. I'll reset everything, update all my computers. I think, you know, because I'm trading at a new location, it is a little tricky. I think my computer just needs to have everything updated. All right, we have a possible MPSV2 setting up right here, guys. Kind of tight though. I don't know if this would be a good entry. We'll take a look at the confluences. Projection off the value high. I mean, there's a decent amount of confluences here, but I think this will be too close to the sessions right there. I'd like this to retrace down a little further. Yeah, I think this thing might be too close to the sessions up there. Ideally, I want it to come down a little further red. So maybe push down a little further. I wouldn't have taken this trade either way. So this is an MPSV2, guys. But you guys see how this candle here closed? It was one of those candles that I mentioned earlier. I don't want to take it if it's not for sure green. Like this wasn't for sure green. It was like red, and then at the last second it closed up into like a very, very small green candle. So I mean, this is an MPSV2 if anybody's looking to take it, but it's not one that I'm personally looking to take here. It's all good. If I don't get an entry today, I'm not gonna force anything, of course. I mean, there's no rush at this. It's early in the week, it's Tuesday. So I don't need to force anything here. But yeah, there's an MPS V2 currently running right there. This could be a possible A++ setup. But again, even if it is an A++ setup, it's going to be right at the sessions. Yeah, so that's an A++ setup right there. But again, like I said, it is right at the sessions again. It's just a tricky area to be trading in right now. I mean, price is probably going to reach up to the sessions, but yeah, Tarek said I wanted to jump on this, but didn't like how the candle closed. Yeah, same here, Tarek. If it wasn't, if it wasn't like this, like a doji, I would have taken it. Like if the candle closed a little bit greener or a little bit bigger, I would have taken it too. But it closed like right on basically a doji right here. Barely any green on that candle there. And it's probably gonna hit TP. Yeah, I mean it's all good. This teaches you discipline to like not just hop into every single trade that comes up, or like if it's not quality, then just kind of sit out on it. Looks like Sam here caught it for 25 points. Nice work, Sam. So Sam's in and out of that one. Yell's asking, hey, Sean, the entry was actually at the momentum close at 10:31. Which one are you talking about, Yell? Are you talking about the entry that me and Brock were talking about? Yeah, because me and Barack, we identified it on the second one. Like you're looking at a different strategy, but for us, what we're looking at is happened right there. So yeah, it wouldn't have happened at the momentum because there's no rejection off the gap. What we saw here is we saw price grab liquidity. The momentum was right there. This broke above it and then retested off this area right there. So I mean, I don't know. Me and Barack identified the same entry. Yours is different. So I don't think, I mean, you might be looking at something different, but for what me and Barack are looking at, our entry happened right here. It's the same in his screenshot. So he actually sent me the screenshot right there. All right. So it was the one after the momentum, not right on the momentum signal. Because we're looking for that retest off the structure. Yeah, or I mean, if you want to talk to Barack about it, he can probably explain it to you, but his analysis and mine kind of line up with it's basically a break and retest. So like what we're looking for here is we're looking for price to grab liquidity and then break and retest off a liquidity zone. I'm gonna take this off right here. I'm not in the position, guys. Yeah, no, you're fine, y'all. It's just, what you're looking at is probably the same thing. It's just your entry point was a little different. For us, it's just a break and retest off the area. So it's a subjective entry. It's like you could see it one way and we could see it another. It's just your entry points would be slightly different. So there's no problem. There's actually no strategy there for y'all. So maybe your input could help with our analysis there, but we'll keep looking at it. Brock has pretty good ideas. Brock came up and helped me with this MPSV2. He had the initial idea of the MPSV2 and I made some tweaks to it. And now it's the main strategy that we apply. So whatever Brock has, like any ideas, I'm all ears for it. Maybe it's another one that we can use in conjunction with the MPSV2. Probably a good thing we didn't hop into this one, Tarek. It was a tricky candle. I mean, so the thing is, there's a lot of things here that kind of pointed me against it. I mean, the trade's still running, given the trade is still running right here, but I think this would be something that would kind of stress me out a bit. Given the trade is still running, it's going back and forth a lot. Yeah, and also Tarek said also didn't like the retrace back enough. Yeah, it barely retraced at all right here. I would have liked, price to push up, maybe give me like 2 or 3 red candles, and then maybe go up from right here, right? I think that would be perfect because we climb back and then fill the gap basically, like fill the retracement, and go straight to your TP. Shivam said if another buy comes up and pushes further, I'll take it if it presents itself. Yeah. Looking for the same thing here, guys. Ideally, I'd be looking for buys here. I'm not really too big on the sells right now because I think price is going to correct back up. Like I said earlier, we looked over here at the higher time frames. The higher time frames are all bullish, right? So what I mentioned earlier, and it's actually playing out perfect. So if you look over here on the 1 minute, so if you guys remember when price was down here, I said look for price to break above the pivots, retest, and climb up higher. And that's exactly what's happening right here. We may have a possible MPSV2 that could be setting up on this next leg right here. So looking at this, I'll have the buyers in control from this point right here. We got the sellers, which push price down slightly right here. And the buyers, which push price right back up from right here. So I'm seeing. Of course, I want price to push away from the sessions though. Yeah, Daniel said hopefully push up to that upper liquidity. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm seeing right there too. Because there's levels of liquidity up here. We got levels of liquidity above where price is currently at, and we have more levels even higher right here. So I want this to push up a little higher though. I don't want to be sitting at the sessions. Right. Definitely do not want to be sitting at the sessions. Yeah, this is gonna be tough. I'm hoping this thing swings back up further and it just continues green. I'm hoping we get like maybe 2 or 3 more green candles up here. Let's get a couple more green candles. So you climb up a little higher, retrace, and then push up from there. If it retraces right here, we're going to be kind of screwed, honestly. Like if it retraces right here, it's going to be right at the sessions. So if the next candle is green, it's going to be touching the sessions, and that's going to be considered a red flag. So I want this candle here to close green. Push it a little further. I want this green. Got a couple seconds left on it right there. Nope. All right, we're right at the sessions, guys. Unfortunately, this is going to be no entry for me. If it pushes up, it's just not going to be an entry for me. The ATR is actually really low. So we talked about this earlier this week, Tarek, or last week, remember? We're getting closer to 8 o'clock. So if you guys remember, when the market wasn't moving crazy during this time between 7:40, 7:50, and 8 o'clock, the ATR starts to get really low. The reason why it's getting low is because people are starting to go to lunch, right? Right now in New York, it's currently 8, 9, 10. It's like 10:48. So it's getting closer to 11 o'clock. People are getting ready to head out for lunch. Volatility is going to die down a little bit. That'll probably pick back up in about an hour or two. Yeah, y'all said I'm lucky, got in on a candle entry, candle early and won. Sometimes can bounce off the gap. Yeah, and I agree with you too, y'all. The gaps are tricky. I mean, they're sometimes they work in your favor, sometimes they don't. Most of the times they do, but it is a little tricky. Tarek said if candle closes green, full green, might go for 20, 25, 25. Yeah, like if it closes pretty strong above the sessions, then maybe, but I don't know. The volatility is just a little low right now. So I think we might get some consolidation right here at the sessions. Yeah, I mean, if we had a strong candle right here, Tarek, I would have been with you on that. But what it's looking like here is it's probably going to just go sideways in a slow snail movement. Yeah, it looks like the market for today. So there goes the MPSV2. It was like another doji type candle. Obviously not one I would take. It was at the sessions and it was barely any green. So it is what it is. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Hop into the chat, whatever you guys need help with, I can help you. There's just nothing to take right now. I mean, I wish there was stuff to take, but take it easy. It is it's barely Tuesday, guys, so there's no need to force anything. Just, try to remember that as much as possible. I know a lot of people here, you guys want to just you feel the need to take a trade every single day. Like yesterday would have been a good day to trade. I looked at the market yesterday and there was actually a lot of good opportunities. I mean, unfortunately, I didn't have internet to trade yesterday, but here, let's take a look. So there's no entries here right now. Actually, so I'll go to a different chart. I'll go to this chart over here. Let's go on the 1 minute. So yesterday I was looking at the market and I was like, man, there's some pretty good entries that came up. They came up yesterday. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to trade, but I did see a lot of you guys post in the chat all your winnings. So yeah, looking at this over here. So there's an MPSV2 that came up here on open. So there's a buy signal, retracement. This candle broke above. There's one entry right there for a buy. There's a sell signal right here. Retracement came back down from this point. There was nothing here. There was nothing here. There's a buy here, but I think this candle was too big. So like looking at this push up, retracement, and this candle right here came up, I think it was just a little too big though. Yeah, it was like a 50-point candle, so I wouldn't have taken that entry right there. Right here, another sell entry, price came down, retracement, sell confirmation right there. Yeah, as you guys can see, there was a lot of good entries that came up. Buy signal, price retrace, came back up right here. So these are all the entries from yesterday's live session. I mean, I didn't trade yesterday, but looking at the entries right here, they were all pretty good. There's about 4 back-to-back entries right here, all wins. There's an entry right here, but this candle was too big, so obviously I would have skipped it. But this is a win, this is a win, this is a win, this is a win. There's another one right here. This is towards the end of the session, so probably like it was like 30-30. And this one would have won too. So there's all wins yesterday, actually, if you look at it. One right here at 636, one right here at 654, one right here at 730, one right here at 742, and then one right here at 753. So about a bunch of entries right here that came up. Let's see, Tarek got into this one actually, looks like. Nice. So Tarek got into this one. A tricky entry right there. I'm glad it worked for you, Tarek. Let's see. So Tarek got in on this one right here. Did you get in late? I'm assuming you got in late, right? You just got in like when it came back up. Because the 25.25 looks like it might have hit stop, but you got in later. Looks like you would have gotcha. Okay. So he got in at this green candle right here. Solid. Okay, perfect. Yeah. So Tarek got in for a late entry right here. I mean, the actual setup would have been, I mean, it still would have won. Either way, it would have won. So like 30-30 would have worked out, or I mean, I guess 40-40. Yeah, so Tark actually got in right here at the V1. This is an A++ setup right here. So we had the V1 right here. We had a MPS V2 and then the V1 engulfing right here. Looks like Tark and Talanji both got into this A++. It was right at the red flag, so I wouldn't have taken it, but both of you guys here took it. So nice work on catching that A++ entry right there. V1 variation candle, engulfing candle as well. So you had 2 confluences there. And that was the third leg of this move here. Perfect. And it looks like the MPS V2 over here also hit. So you guys can see the strategies are still hitting. It's just, it depends on like if you want to take something risky or not. For me, I'm just not in that boat where I'm looking to take risky entries. I'm okay with getting like 1 or 2 wins per week or, per day or whatever. here are my stats again for the year, guys. So let's see. I haven't taken any trades, so nothing's been updated. These are my stats for the month of April so far. So we're currently on a win streak. I had 2 wins 2 weeks ago, 2 wins last week, and then I haven't taken anything this week. So it's pretty much flat for me at the moment. Yeah, I mean, these are my stats right now for the month, and then for the year so far, I'm currently up 458,220 gross. Net is 396,741. Win ratio is above like about 80% if we're just counting the MPSV2s. Total profits, total losers, profit factor 2.8, 2.18. So it's been pretty good. I mean, we've been on a win streak, so it's been pretty solid right there. John is asking, how can I get this indicator you're using? You can go on the website. So if you're on the YouTube, just go down to the here, I'll post the link right here for you. It's kodikaitrades.com. There you go, John. So if you go down to the info down below, all the links are listed right there. I posted the link right there. If you want to get access to the indicator and be able to take these entries, you can see here yesterday. So I didn't trade yesterday, but a bunch of people in the group did trade, and they did make some pretty good profit yesterday. So I didn't take anything, but here are people's profits and trades from yesterday. There was no live session, but everyone did pretty good. Here's Shiv. Shiv took a couple trades right there. Nice wins. And then we had Christian over here as well. Nice wins across the board right there as well. So if you want access to these indicators and these tools, John, just go to the website. The website is kodikaitrades.com. Click on your 7-day free trial right here. You don't have to pay for anything. It's just a free trial to try it out. If you like it, keep it. If you don't like it, then it's fine. You can just cancel whenever. You won't know until you try it, but I'm pretty sure you'll like it if you start to understand how it really works and you start to figure out, these little nuances that a lot of people are looking for. There's no entries here right now, guys, at the moment. So unfortunately, I think this is going to be the day for me. I don't think I see anything here coming up. But yeah, if there's any other questions, feel free to hop in the chat. Otherwise, nice work, guys. Tar caught that nice move right there. Shabam's out. Perfect. Yeah, so it's Tuesday, guys. We have another 3 days ahead of us. There's no rush. It is NFP week. I'll be looking to take maybe 1 or 2 more entries for this week, hopefully. Maybe one tomorrow, maybe one the next day. Let's check the news for this week for what's coming up. So for this week, tomorrow, we have ADP employment change at 5:15 pre-market. We have GDP growth rate at pre-market 5:30. We have employment costs, employment index, cost benefits, etc. This is tomorrow pre-market as well. On market open, we have core PCE price index, Chicago PMI. This is all inflation news. We have personal income, personal spending, personal home sales, pending home sales. There's a lot of stuff here coming up. Thursday, of course, we have initial jobless claims, 4-week average, S&P manufacturing PMI inflation news, so jobs data plus inflation news. And then, of course, on Friday, we have NFP, biggest news day of the week, of the month, actually. So other than that, guys, there's nothing really else here to take. I mean, market was moving pretty smoothly today. It was like, a smooth range and then continuation back to the upside. So price came up, retraced pretty hard, and it went all the way back up. So pretty solid, but no entries for me today. If you guys want to go back and look at what came up today, there was an MPSV2 that came up pre-market. There was an MPSV2 that came up right here, but it was right at the red flag news price. There's an MPSV2 that came up right here, was right at the sessions. And then there's an A++ setup right here that Tarek and Talanji took for full TP as well. But yeah, guys, I think that's it. It's about to be 8 o'clock. It's 6:59 right now. Again, you guys can see here the volatility is starting to slow down. This is normal as it gets closer to 8 o'clock as people are going to lunch. So it's 24 ATR. You're probably going to see some consolidation happen right here for a bit, sideways move, and then eventually closer to 9 o'clock, 9:30, 10. So later on around this period over here, you're going to start to see some volatility pick back up. So you're probably going to see some slow movement and then volatility pick back up, maybe back to open or something like that. All right, I think that's it. It was a great day today, guys. A lot of entries came up, a lot of wins. You guys locked in some pretty good profits. I didn't take anything on mine, so I have an empty I have no profits to share today, but here are the setups for today. I'll just post a screenshot on the chat so that you guys can see. If you guys are ever curious. Setups for today. Setups appeared during today's trading session. And I'll put the date so you guys have an idea. And I'll put a note here. No entries for me, but others. All wins for the day. All right, guys. So I put this right here in the team chat. If anybody is curious to see, I will tag everyone in it. I'll try to do this every day so that you guys have an idea of like what came up. So like these are the setups that came up. I didn't take any of them, but some of you guys did here take them and lock in some good profits. But all right. Yeah, Chris. So Nick said, no hurry, see y'all tomorrow. Same with here. Stern said that was a 275-point move from the low on one lot down. Yeah, that's crazy. Big drop, big push to the upside from this lower end over here. Lila locked in. So nice work right here, Lila. I'll post Lila's profit. She locked in 517 for the day. Nice work, Lila. So Lila locked in 517 for the day. Great work, Lila, on your end. And Steven made his profits on the breakout. And we are good, yes. Christian said, prefer to be disciplined because it will be beneficial on the long run, 100%. You know, the key thing here, guys, is consistency, right? If you can keep the consistency up, you'll be great. If you don't keep the consistency up, it's going to be a mess and it's going to be a long battle for you guys. But if you keep up the discipline and consistency, you should be fine. But all right, guys, I think that's it. I don't see any other questions here. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Discord. Otherwise, we'll be back here tomorrow for the next live session. Come back fresh and we'll hit these markets again. Hopefully tomorrow will be a little more out of these red flag areas so that we can take more entries, but we'll see. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, hit me up. Otherwise,